all day long, watching to see now that this rain is slowing down a little bit here in the Marini, watching to see how long it's going to take for this water to go down. Travers?
All right, Anam, thank you very much for keeping us posted. A lot going on in the city of New Orleans right now. And look, if you're watching us in St. Charles, St. John, Plaquemine, St. Bernard, you're being impacted by this rain as well. The best thing you can probably do is just kind of hunker down and ride it out at your house. That's what Devin and Damon have been advising you to do all morning. It's the best advice from anybody. Before we get to you two gentlemen, let me just give you an update. We're going to take a live report from Elizabeth Kubel, who's in Slidell. But according to the police department, 50 people had to be safely rescued from an apartment complex when that tornado touched down. They are safe, but the damage right now appears to be pretty extensive in Slidell. Damon, Devin, let's turn things over to you before we get to Slidell with a live report.
So it looks to be that same tornado that began in Slidell was the one that went east and it hit Stennis Space Center. These pics are coming from damage from, this is going to be a garbage dumpster that was flown through the air, hit vehicles at Stennis Space Center. You can see the considerable damage that was done. So that lets you know that we've had just the beginnings of those reports. We're going to see more from Slidell, where the beginning of that tornado occurred. We have some storm chaser video we're working to get up where they confirm that tornado then was sighted and went into Stennis Space Center. This is from emergency responders. This is in Slidell as well. Pelican Gauze Road. You can see it's just a river of the water flooding streets like this. As Travers been mentioning, everybody here in New Orleans been reporting our streets looking like this. Unfortunately, Covington, Mandeville, you're under flash flood warnings and other areas too. Want to get at the meteorologist Damon Singleton, because where the rain is right now, there's only more coming down.
Yeah, and I'll tell you what, the dumpster that you're talking about, I'm assuming is one of those big square metal ones that collect trash. That is a hard thing to move. And, you know, when I left my house this morning, I've been here since 1 a.m., you know, their trash cans that people put out were all the way down the street, and there was trash everywhere. So if your trash day was today, you're probably experiencing some of those same conditions, because the winds have been very strong pretty much all night long and all morning, and the rain continues to fall across southeast Louisiana, coming down very heavy here in the city. It's been almost constant for several hours now. You know, Devin was showing you how the rainfall rates have been very high, 7 inches, 4 to 7 inches in an hour. That is more than the pumps can handle, and we've got more that's moving in right now. So some lighter stuff. We've got that flash flood emergency that's been issued for Orleans Parish. We've got more rainfall just off to the west of us, covering Metairie, stretching into Kenner. Travers was mentioning the river parishes. Well, heavy rainfall, and it's not only the heavy rainfall out there, but it's the lightning as well. And the winds have been very strong. We've been on the air talking about winds of 70 to 80 mile per hour wind gusts during the last several hours, and we don't think we have anything like that right now, but we'll check on those winds and we'll let you know. But the rain continues to fall, and we were saying earlier that a lot of the South Shore was getting a bit of a break, and that's kind of what we expected. But we're also saying that there was plenty of rainfall and thunderstorm activity to the southwest of us. That's moving back into the South Shore, and you can see that is what's happening right now. So while you got a bit of a break, the heavy rainfall is returning to Thibodaux, to Houma, headed towards you in Golden Meadow. If you're in Cocodrie, you're seeing that rainfall. You don't have much of it in Cutoff and Lafitte right now, but it's headed in your direction as well. So if you thought you were done with it, you know, you may not have been listening. A lot of rainfall, a lot of thunderstorm activity returning to our area. It is coming down hard and fast on the Mississippi Gulf Coast. If you are in or on the North Shore in parts of St. Tammany Parish, heavy or moderate to heavy rainfall over Lake Pontchartrain is moving in your direction, as well as the lightning strikes. And then we've got once again the watches and warnings that are in place across the area. So over here in Hammond, Hammond, Ponchatoula, Tickfaw, you are under a flash flood warning until 12:15 this afternoon. So please keep that in mind. There's some heavy rainfall moving back in your area. Over here in St. Tammany Parish, you are under a flash flood warning until 12 o'clock this afternoon. And you could see that extended past that time as well. We've got flash flood warnings over here in Slidell area covering Eden Isle up towards Alton, Pearl River County. That's until 12:30 across that area until 2:15 if you're in Pearl River County. And then down here on the South Shore, we've got some of those same types of warnings that are in place over to the west of us, St. Charles Parish until 1:45. Flash flood warning in St. John the Baptist until 11:45 this morning, and for parts of Algiers and other parts of the West Bank, flash flood warning until 11:45 this morning. So for another minute there, but for Orleans Parish, a flash flood, once again, a flash flood emergency is in place for us. And the rain, I don't see any big breaks until we get to about 3 or 4 o'clock this afternoon.
Wow.
Keep in mind that we're all under a tornado watch as well until 1 o'clock this afternoon. And it's not impossible, or it's possible that we'll see that extend past that 1 o'clock time frame. If you're along the coastline, that heavy rainfall and strong winds are continuing all across the North Shore, the Mississippi Gulf Coast. It's just a mess all across Southeast Louisiana. And with the amount of training that's been taking place, Devin, it's possible that we could see those flooding conditions that we've been talking about back with us for probably the duration of the afternoon. The area that Travis was talking about over towards Dillard University, I spent some time living in that area as a small child. I'm a New Orleanian, and I've seen that area and other underpasses like that flood over and over again. And every time it floods, there's always a floating car.
Yeah. We know what that is like. We know those prone areas. You know them. Travers pointing them out. I'm familiar with these now too, being through all the same places. Meteorologist Derek Sibley has worked up rainfall totals from right now. This is coming from different sensors across the area. We have already put down near Laplace the potential of 9 inches of rain, North Slidell 5 inches of rain. Metairie, as we get in towards New Orleans Metro, rainfall totals coming in anywhere from around 4 inches officially at the airport, almost 3 inches of rain that have fallen there. I want to get you to a little bit of a forecast here for us, and we're going to show you what is still coming. Damon was still pointing out that we've got at least the rainfall that's here. But this is one of our best forecasts that ever since last night, I was showing you WDSU News at 10, the Facebook Lives that started to update. And then even through the morning, Damon was looking at this too. And this has been our workhorse forecast computer outlook. And this is going to be the latest projection. And what's not good is still by next hour here in 15 minutes, we still have a ton of heavy rain. We're not looking until we get closer to about 2 o'clock this afternoon till we're starting to find the western edge of that line starting to let up. So heavy rain will only continue in pockets. I mean, it's not the extremely heavy rain every minute all the time, but we know the pockets of rain and heavier storms will not be starting to wind down and coming to an end till we get to 2. That means there are still 2.5 hours, roughly speaking, more of this, and we're not totally done until we get to 5 o'clock tonight. So we've got that much rain that's there. Several more inches could be there. Putting estimates, I don't want to put a scare tactic out, but easily if an area like Laplace has 8-9 inches right now, you could be looking at 12 inches, a foot of rain.
This is crazy.
Maybe even more that could still be there, technically speaking. Till next 1 o'clock hour, we have this tornado watch that's still in effect. But the tornado threat has greatly diminished here. We've really worked over the atmosphere. We had one wave of rain and storms that moved through effectively the warm front. That moved into the more conducive environment and merged with what we call the MCS, mesoscale convective systems, fancy terms for just a big mass that the severe wind gusts merged up and then developed that tornado that we're seeing and has brought all the damage from slide.
Listen to me, my people. Listen to me. I got something I want to show y'all also. Need y'all to pay attention to this here. This is Slidell right here. It is going down, people. This is storm chasers. People out. This has been happening in Slidell. Look at the wind that we're dealing with in Louisiana. Oh, no, this is not. This is just Louisiana. This is wild. All the power is out. Over 31,000 people in Slidell got a power. This is Louisiana. This ain't good. This is good. Pay attention, people. This is crazy. This is the damage that we're gonna be dealing with in Louisiana. For those who don't know, we will go back live shortly. I want to let y'all see that too. We're gonna go live shortly. This is crazy. I'll let you take a look at this video first, and then we'll go live again. Let's go. Jeez. Look at the damage. Wow. Jeez. They're going to have crews all over, people. Those tornadoes touched down all over Louisiana. But Slidell got hit real hard. So I want to show y'all some of this damage. And we are going to go back live. Roofs. Dang. It's crazy, man. People, this is crazy. Wow.
Getting into the next couple of hours. So not a good time to get on the roads, a good time to stay at home and to just kind of wait this out if you can.
Yeah, and you know,
stay
I'm
off the
looking
road,
at the latest
people.
outlook here. They are trimming back that severe weather risk. That's expected as the rain comes in and stabilizes the atmosphere some. Our biggest problems are going to slowly start to move off towards the east. You notice that level 4 out of 5 risk is now outside of our area, and they're trimming us down to a level 1 and 2. So we could still see a few showers, maybe some hail and a few storms on the North Shore later today and on the South Shore, but that risk is going to slowly come to an end over the next couple of hours. And so most of us, the severe weather threat is coming down. Now, that's not the same thing as the flood risk. That's sticking around with us, and that's going to be with us the rest of this afternoon. So if you are just joining us, and we've been at this for many, many hours now, we've been tracking our strong storms. We've had several reports of tornado damage up in the Slidell area and surrounding communities. We've had a tremendous amount of flooding reports all across the area, from the North Shore to the South Shore, out through the river parishes. That's still with us, and that's not going to stop anytime soon. But I do think that severe weather threat is starting to slowly come to an end, just not done with the heavy rain.
Wow.
And I did get an update. You probably saw this too from St. Tammany, from the National Weather Service, St. Tammany Fire Protection. The Recreation District 4 gym on North 12th in Lacombe is opening up as a Red Cross shelter for any citizens needing a place to go. So that's North 12th Street in Lacombe. They're opening up
what
a
you say,
Red
B
Cross
Jizzle?
shelter for
What
any
the
citizens that
bed.com
need
today.
somewhere to
It's
go
serious,
after
people.
all this terrible weather.
But I got something I'm about to show you that's directly in Slidell right now,
And,
too.
you know, if you are traveling,
will
be
go
careful.
back
We're looking at
live.
another video just
But let's
below
go.
that, Alexa, and look at the flooding there. That's in Lacombe. That area, a tremendous amount of water has been flowing in and around the area. It's probably going to take a second for us to get our
Big tornado. Big tornado. Big tornado. Wow.
It's the Slidell, people.
Big tornado.
I got videos coming in.
Wow.
It's Transformers, man. Over 31,000 people is out in Slidell. So please check on your family members. People. This is crazy. Wow. Dang, this is crazy, bro. That's crazy, my people. That is crazy. That's crazy, man. Oh my goodness, bro. What? Let's go.
Just a little bit. Sometimes they have to run models and see exactly how that plays out. But we'll get our river forecast for you coming up soon. But yeah, you got the heavy rain. So if you're heading to shelters, be extra careful. Watch for down power lines. Don't be walking out in this stuff. That's some of the most dangerous stuff you can run into if you're out and about during thunderstorms. But yes, if you're watching us down in Thibodaux and Houma, it is coming down right now. The weather, I wouldn't say it's severe. We probably have some strong wind gusts occasionally, but the heavy rain is the biggest thing, along with a light and thunder. Okay, we have Lily and Kenner. Lily's out there, been keeping an eye on things all morning. What you got for us right now, Lily?
Hey, Peyton. Yeah, so we are just off of Williams.
I'm gonna keep sending you
Boulevard.
live,
Two
but I'm gonna
trees
keep
fell
showing
down
you
in the
videos that's
sector.
coming
I
in,
want to
people.
introduce you all to Mr. George here. Not how you wanted to start your morning, waking up. You said
This
this
is
was
in
around
Slidell, people.
7:30 this morning?
Between 7 and 7.
All right, guys, so we're in the area of Old Spanish Trail near Pine Tree Street, City Drive. If you can see off in the distance, the Courtney Heights apartment complex took a pretty direct hit. Severe damage right across the road from there.
ACO, I believe.
I believe it's ACO Builders.
Wow.
They have severe damage as well. You can see the trees down, the power lines down, power poles leaning over. None of this is a safe area to currently be in. The Slidell Police Department, the fire department, and Acadian Ambulance are out here assessing the scene, assessing victims. We're activating our special response team, our SWAT team, to assist with rescues and surveying the damage around the area. Again, we have another couple of storms to come. Stay indoors, stay sheltered, and we'll provide updates along the way.
Seriously, what's an update on Courtney Heights?
Courtney Heights, we got all the people out. The whole roof.
How many people were trapped in there?
Basically, every apartment was full, so I guess at least 50 people were up in there. People's doors were shut because the railings came in, so we got that. The whole roof came out, so we had to get women and children out. It's pretty much flooded down there. Well, I'm pretty sure this is where the tornado hit right here. So, but we got everybody out.
Is anybody injured?
What about across the street?
Nobody was injured. They had a couple employees up in there. Nobody was injured, thank God, but we got them out too. So everything is good.
Thanks, Officer.
Dang, people, you see this?
Guys, as you can see, the path that the tornado took,
Jeez.
it was
Wow.
reckless. You got roofs missing off of an apartment complex. People were
Please
trapped
call your
in there.
loved
They're
one, my
now
people.
safe.
Call your people and check on your people. Make it make sense, people. This is devastation out here, people.
No reported injuries from this area as of now, but the damage is
Minor. I think it's minor.
the damage is unbelievable, and this is just the beginning. We're still making our way throughout the city to try to assess the totality of everything, but this storm was no joke. It's something that we haven't seen here in Slidell
In a minute.
in a very long time, or maybe ever with this amount of damage.
Wow.
Because there's fallen trees all around her. OST and D Street.
OST and D?
Let's
Let's do a quick assessment.
OST and what?
No, you hold this to keep that clear. I'll get wet. Let's just make it quick though, okay? Ready?
All right, guys, we're at the area of Pontchartrain and Costmeyer, the scene of where a tornado touched down. As you can see over here in the McDonald's parking lot, we got 4 vehicles that are heavily damaged. One's on its side. If you look all around, we got leaning power poles, power lines, trees down. This building to your left got directly hit. They got damaged. This is a scary scene. We urge you again to stay indoors. We are getting multiple reports of another tornado that touched down on Old Spanish Trail. And then across the city of Slidell, we got trees on top of houses.
Yes, we do.
It's going to take a while to really get a grasp on the totality of the damage. But for right now, we want to provide y'all an update. Again, stay indoors and seek shelter until we can provide you more. If you look over here, we got catastrophic damage to this building all along the Pontchartrain corridor near Cosmeyer.
You okay? Are you okay?
That's Old Spanish Trail, man. Look like, bro. That
How
is.
many people are in there?
Is anybody hurt?
Yeah.
Is everybody safe for right now?
Oh my God! Look at this, y'all. Look at these. Look at this, people. Slidell, man. God dang. Crazy. Well, that's Old Spanish Trail. No. That's Pontchartrain. That's Pontchartrain. Yep, I used to stay over there.
Yeah, they had multiple people inside of that building that got directly hit by the tornado. They're all saying they're okay. They're not injured. They're obviously scared. So they're going to go hang out somewhere safer for right now while we all assess the damage with the fire department. Again, we have reports of tornado damage across the southern side of Slidell. We got reports of trees down, power lines down, vehicles damaged, houses damaged, and businesses damaged. We'll report back to you here shortly.
You're in Slidell or that area. What are you seeing? Where are you at? And what you got for us?
Well, guys, we were actually approaching that part where Highway 12 meets 11, and we saw this down fence right here. You can see just a sign of how strong these winds out here are. We are on the road. We felt the wind pushing our mobile forecast center. We got off, and we've seen quite a bit of street flooding. We've seen limbs of trees in the road, and actually a little bit further down from where we are right here, there's actually a tree that it looks like it's absolutely snapped in half as a result of this wind that we are seeing out here, the severe weather in St. Tammany Parish. Colleen actually just mentioned about some of the reports from Slidell Police Department about some of these overturned cars. We've seen at least 3 cars, and we were making our way this way towards the Pearl River community that were cars either in water on the sides of the highway, needing assistance from police, and definitely tons of people still on the roads, as you can see right now. Many of them have been driving with their flashers on. So a lot of things happening out here in St. Tammany Parish when it comes to damage.
Listen to me, my people. Please call your people and check on those tornadoes. It was multiple tornadoes. All right, Old Spanish Trail got hit. Pontchartrain got hit. Power is out. Over 31,000 people is out of power right now, and some of the cell towers is actually not responding either. When I called my son and other family members over there to check on them, so please give them a call. You may have to text them because they ain't getting through right now because of it, and the weather is still bad. So please check on.
Just with that high wind that we've been seeing in the area, we're looking at some street flooding as we've been riding throughout some of the neighborhoods here. Again, still trying to make it to that Pearl River community where we are expecting those high winds to continue right now. I feel the wind coming. The rain is coming out. If you guys can see it, it's coming horizontally right now all towards this side. So a lot going on out.
We're gonna go back live too. Let y'all see the live footage what's going on and where's tracking.
Here in St. Tammany Parish, we have the high winds, we have the water, and just a major weather event that's happening now in St. Tammany Parish. It's coming down significant out here. We'll continue to make our way further into St. Tammany Parish and eventually toward Mississippi, where we are continuing to see some of those tornado watches and warning come out. I'll send it back to you all in the studio.
And I'm gonna show you Mississippi too. Mississippi took a direct hit too, y'all. It's crazy. That tornado must have been jumping around. There's multiple tornado that landed. Old Spanish Trail.
And Leah, quickly back to that damage we saw on by the fence. What blew down? Because it took down a metal fence, and usually metal fences are pretty strong.
Not against the tornado.
Yeah, absolutely, Eric. I mean, if you look a little bit closer here, it looks like there was a sign that was standing on the outside of the metal fence, and it looks like the wind kind of gusted and took that over and toppled over on top. onto that metal fence. Again, just a sign of how strong this wind is, because it looks like at one point this was a pretty sturdy structure with all of this wood. It looks like it's hammered down into the ground. So again, just a sign of how really strong these winds are. I mean, we're talking about wind gusts that are up to 60 miles an hour, and in some cases higher than that. If you look right here, you can see how this wood was actually encased in some cement. So again, just showing how strong these winds are. Not something you want to be outside in. We are out here in these conditions to be the eyes and ears, so you guys don't have to go out and look and see what's going on out here.
And quickly, just a quick reminder of the location where you are right now.
Well, guys, right now we are actually in St. Tammany Parish. We're right near where the portion of where I-12 and 11, those highways kind of meet and cross over. We are right off of one of those exits nearing that area.
The power is out still.
Thank you very much. And Stacey.
Listen to me, people. They don't know when the power's gonna come back on. There's too many transformers. The video I'm showing you. Now I'm gonna take you over to New Orleans and let you see they got they're flooding drastically too, people. This storm has brought some damage here.
To Fox Weather's Robert Ray, kicking us off in New Orleans. Robert, that flash flood emergency coming through, what are you seeing?
Yeah, we just got the alerts on the phone. The National Weather Service, a flash flood emergency effect till 2 p.m. Central Time here in the quarter. When you look at just the downpour here, I tell you what, guys, I mean, what we're going to do when we're done with this report is we're going to get into the Fox Weather Beast and traverse outside of the quarter and through the quarter and try to get a feel for this. You know, it's very tough to get a real ground truth on flash flooding if you're not out there. So we're going to take a little spin and be very, very safe at that point. But I want to show you just real quick what I can show you from where we're at this location. Look, I mean, gutters are overflowing.
I got to show y'all something that's live that's coming in, people.
The amount of water that's coming through. I mean, look at this right now. That's coming, the rain hitting on the top of that roof, coming out of the gutter, oozing out, vehicles making their way through. And it just depends on the topography of where you're at in New Orleans. Remember, most of New Orleans is below sea level, and a lot of these roads, to be honest with you, are not so great. And so when you have that, the undulation of the roads, you have a problem, and you have major flash flooding.
I'm gonna bring you live in a minute, y'all. They got something I want to let y'all see in Mississippi that's really bad too.
I mean,
on the line of Mississippi,
Street, by the way, Bourbon and Toulouse.
On the line of Mississippi in Louisiana, I got something I'm gonna show y'all in a minute. But let them people finish downtown here, New Orleans.
And you look right now, and I don't know. I mean, Lloyd, come on out here a little bit if you can. I don't know if you could see down Bourbon here. Lloyd is going to risk getting his camera soaking wet, and we don't want to do that because then we're done with our coverage. But let me just see. Stand by, guys. We're going to try to zoom in a little bit down onto Bourbon at some of the ponding and the pooling down over there on this historic area as we are in that flash flood emergency here in NOLA. Also, we're still under that tornado watch until this afternoon. So the culmination of all of this today, thunder, lightning, wind, tornado watch, straight line winds possibility. We've got flash flooding going on. It's not a simple afternoon or morning ahead, and that is why the city has decided that they were going to shut down in precaution of this. They shut down all the government offices, schools are shut down, and you just look at how deep this is getting as the rain is starting to come down. I mean, clearly this can happen just in 2 seconds. The flash flooding, and that is why it is dangerous. And National Weather Service is telling people, you know what, do not go out. Do not leave and try to drive through this. It can kill you. It is very important that you don't go into this. So we're going to get into the Fox Weather Beast, kind of get our stuff together here. Logistics, not easy in scenarios like this. We're going to get in that bad boy and traverse and be safe and try to give you some reports from some of the streets that are going through major issues here in the Big Easy, guys. Back to you.
Robert, be safe. You make a great point. I mean, if it's not flooding around you, it doesn't mean that it's not flooding, a couple streets over. So you take the warning seriously. You stay off the roads if you can. But giving us those images.
Listen to me, my people. Pay attention to this. This just came in too. Let's go. This is live.
Corey, since you're ahead of us, I think we should take one for the team and go get a sign or a piece of cardboard and put keep right and cut the path on it and just go stand out on the left lane for me. All right, I'm gonna illegally pass on the right. I'm done with this crap. How you feeling? Yeah.
Jeez, that weather is bad, people. So that's Grand Bay, Alabama.
All right, I got around Redneck Randy and his son, so it's good now. Guess his VTEC kicked in. Now we got the Hertz driver who doesn't have his lights on. Like, I literally could not see that truck at first until he put his blinker on. That's how bad it is with that white blending into the rain.
Doesn't pick up going the other way. They just keep splashing cars that are chilling in the left lane. Like, what's wrong with you?
Oh, thank God, because I'm starting to think the internet thinks that we're just shitty drivers. It's definitely not just us. I can feel the frustration because that guy that came up next to me with that semi just starts like flicking his headlights faster than I've seen everybody doing it. He looked so pissed. He was like leaning up over the steering wheel, like screaming through the windshield. It's hilarious. Now we're moving. Look at that. Oh yeah, we're in Alabama. Yeah, that's true. We are in Alabama now. Yeah, we're free of bad driver 11968, correct. We're waiting on 11969 now, but no, everybody's moving now. It was just literally that car. Everybody else is driving just fine. Holy moly. But for the folks that are offended by the commentary, like, this is supposed to be like a fun experience. Like, it's funny. Like, there's people driving poorly. Of course, like, we're gonna chastise them. Like, it's supposed to be funny. Like, enjoy it.
I've seen multiple emergency vehicles racing last round.
Yeah, rumor has it they've been trying to race less than for the past 4 hours instead of being able to get one.
Wow, people. Dang, this is crazy.
Lane shift ahead. Oh boy, there's our wild card for the day. We got a lane shift.
Dang.
I wonder if this guy's headlights don't work.
Don't even have my lights on anymore. This guy actually had the decency to move.
Well, that's our I think a lot of it stems from the stuff like this guy driving without his lights on, because then everybody has to bunch up and give him room because they don't want to be around him.
And Tennessee too, people.
They have these idiots under the overpass, like sheltering from the sprinkles. You know? That's probably part of the problem. Yeah, don't shelter under an overpass, folks, please. It causes huge traffic bottlenecks. You could get rear-ended.
Stay patrol on the other side.
What I wouldn't do right now to have a cop or somebody just run with lights up ahead of us, like, I don't follow the information.
Oh, I know. This is pretty ridiculous, if you ask me.
Well, I mean, at least we're moving now.
Listen to me, my people. Tennessee also people. Tennessee also my people. This is crazy.
Still have a tornado warning for Mobile.
I'm sure you're right now, Tennessee. Hey, this is crazy.
Dangerous weather has affected millions of Americans this week. As of 6 o'clock Wednesday evening, more than 300,000 residents from Wisconsin to New Jersey were without power. Storm system is now moving east after sweeping across the middle of the country, pushing strong winds, heavy rain, and even tornadoes in some areas. National correspondent Dave Malkoff joins us now from Sunbright, Tennessee. Dave, we know that tornado warnings saved lives. Any idea how much of a heads up the neighborhood received before the tornado touched down?
Well, good evening, John. This morning, I called the National Weather Service here, and we went through an exercise. I asked them, when did you actually put out the warning for this area? And what was the time period between the warning and seeing all this debris on the radar? When it's spinning around, you can actually see that. John, it was 15 to 20 minutes. That is a lot longer than the national average, which is around 12 minutes or so. So people got a really good heads up when it came to this. And I actually have an amazing survival story because of that. There is a family who lives in this house right here, and they heard that warning. So they grabbed their two kids. They came outside of the house, John, with their kids in their arms. They knew that if they got over here, the Hambys could walk up to this house where the dogs are barking right now and get underneath that porch. But this tornado debris started swirling around them. Mrs. Hamby, she actually got pulled into the suction of that vortex that was going around. Her husband grabbed her by the hoodie and pulled her in. Then the man who lives in here, Kevin, he grabbed all four of them and pushed them underneath that. John, that was the first time this family, even though they lived next door,
This is in Tennessee, people.
Heroic effort right in the middle of the tornado.
Wow. That's a heck of a story, Dave.
Yeah.
What do we know about why there are so many tornadoes in that area lately? Do we know? Is there any explanation for that?
Yeah, you kind of think of tornadoes classically as being in Tornado Alley, maybe in Oklahoma or something like that.
Right after this, I'm going to bring you back to Slidell, let you see some other videos that's coming in.
Like that. But there is a shift that's happening where tornadoes the days that are more favorable for tornadoes are shifting east. You can see that that's actually happening. It is right here. And that is in line with the climate change models. But we cannot say that all of this was caused because of climate change, John. That is an active study situation for the scientists who are studying this, trying to connect these two things. That's something that they're still trying to do right now, but it is in line with the models of what we think would happen if we have a warmer environment all over the planet.
Dave?
All right, guys, about 11:20. So,
Slidell Police Department.
Right now, we have extensive damage all across South Slidell. We're hearing from South Slidell moving north towards Pearl River. We have water that's rising right now. We're trying to get high water vehicles to some of these areas to rescue people. I just heard somewhere up at West Hall, I believe. Tornado damage is very extensive on the south end of Slidell. They had businesses that partially collapsed, apartment complexes. Trees are down everywhere, power lines are down everywhere. It's bad, guys, and I can't stress enough to stay off the roadways. If there's more weather coming, I don't know. I haven't been able to check the radar, but water is rising in certain areas. We have the fire department out here, Slidell PD, Acadian, Sheriff's Office. We're calling in additional reinforcements from our SWAT team, search and rescue. Off-duty shifts are coming in right now, reserve officers. All hands are on deck for this. We have a command post set up right now where we're kind of trying to triage what we got. So far, all we have are reports of minor to moderate injuries. We were having to transport people ourselves. We're trying to triage those that are elderly that might be on oxygen, trying to get them out. So far, by the grace of God, I pray it stays this way. We have no reports of major injuries or fatalities.
That's a blessing, my people, because there's significant damage out there, baby. Welcome, baby.
From what I've seen out there, guys, if that continues to hold true, that we have zero major injuries or fatalities, truly a miracle. Truly a miracle. We rescued about 50 people out of an apartment complex right here off Old Spanish Trail. Just minor bumps and bruises, some head injuries, but nothing major. If we somehow can make it out without any fatalities, it's a miracle. Can't stress enough, guys, stay off the roadway. Do not come out and sightsee. Now is not the time to come sightsee. It's very, very dangerous.
Listen to your authorities, people, because that damage is significant. You got that?
Road conditions. We're doing everything we can to get into the neighborhoods. We have trees on houses to assess those damages, clear the roadways with chainsaws. Just please, guys, stay weather aware, watch the radar, stay off the streets.
Makes sense to me, baby.
Injuries, which
Listen
I
to
think
me,
is the
back
big
in Slidell, people. Bringing it to you right now.
number of reports of injuries, which I think is the big thing here. So we want to check in. We have Daniel Slidell, PIO, who's joining us by phone. First off, just want to say thank you for everything you're doing out there. We know you guys are extremely busy, and thanks for taking the time out to speak with us. What are some of the latest things that you want to let people know about?
Yeah, thanks for having us. Look, we're just trying to get the message out right now for people not to come out and sightsee. It's really not safe conditions. You know, we have water rising. We have our high water rescue team out right now trying to cut through down trees, get to people that might be trapped in their houses, particularly an elderly that might be on oxygen that need transported out. I haven't been able to see the radar or talk to anybody official, but we're being told that there was maybe 2 or 3 tornadoes that came down. The most extensive damage right now that I know of is on the south end of Slidell, near Pontchartrain, Old Spanish Trail. We've had multiple commercial structures that are partially collapsed, trees through residential houses, roofs ripped off. We had to rescue about 50 people out of an apartment complex off of Old Spanish Trail where the roof came off and some part of the building collapsed there. It's look, I haven't seen this kind of damage outside of a hurricane in Slidell in a long time, maybe ever in my lifetime, this bad. The message
Daniel, if I
go
can
ahead.
just butt in for a second, we have had reports of injuries. Have you had reports of injuries?
Yeah, so by the grace of God, we have not gotten any reports of serious or fatal injuries, and I hope it stays that way. And I can tell you right now, based off what I've seen, if we don't have any, it's truly a miracle. But we have multiple minor and moderate injuries. We actually had to transport people ourselves, the police department, because ambulances were stacked full. But nothing major. You know, for the damage that you're seeing and for the injuries that we're having, it's a miracle right now, and we hope it stays that way.
And I was going to say, what do you assess as the extent of the damage that you guys have seen so far?
I mean, I would consider it extensive total loss damage to a lot of places I've seen. I mean, these apartments, this whole apartment complex, it's
That's crazy.
Buildings are just completely partially collapsed on the front and back ends. The apartment complex, I didn't get a chance to walk around, but it looked pretty bad. I saw a building on Pontchartrain Drive where cars got thrown into it. You know, just glass and windows busted out everywhere. They had cars that flipped over. So yeah, it's you know, it's bad, and I hope the worst is past us. I don't know.
And we saw some video from one of your officers talking about a tornado. Did anyone actually see a tornado? Now we confirmed it on radar, but did anybody actually have a report where they saw the tornado?
All I know, one of our officers were actually right in the middle of it.
Damn, look at
I haven't spoken to him. I have not talked to anybody who actually saw it. I just know he was in the middle of it. When he said he saw cars flipping, his car was shaking. You know, you can tell the panic in his voice when it came out. And, you know, it just felt weird, you know, kind of like helpless, like, oh my gosh, this is really happening, you know?
Yeah.
How's that officer doing, by the way?
He's fine. He's fine. He
Good.
was able to immediately render aid to those that were around his patrol car. So it's you know, look, I'm going to say it again. If we make it out of this with just the minor injuries that I've seen so far, nothing major or no fatalities, and it's a miracle.
And how widespread is the damage that you've seen so far?
So if you're familiar with Slidell, it starts on the south end of Slidell. I haven't made it to the north end yet, but I'm hearing by Brown Switch area, the Johnny Smith industrial area off of Highway 11 near Pearl River.
Turtle Creek, I heard there's some damage. I think it's pretty widespread. It doesn't seem like it's like a one destructive line, but it seems like it's widespread, probably in a 5-mile radius around the city and surrounding unincorporated areas. Is what I'm hearing. Like I said, I haven't ventured out that far yet.
And where was that apartment complex located that you said was so badly damaged?
That's Courtney Height Apartments. It's off of Old Spanish Trail and City Drive, I believe it is.
And was there a lot of damage on Spanish Trail?
Lots of damage. Yeah, we can't even get down it right now. There's trees.
Dang, you can't even
blocking
drive,
probably,
people.
half a mile or so, sporadically.
And that's a heavily traveled street too.
No, absolutely, yeah.
Yeah, you guys are doing a great job at posting on social, and we have some of those videos as you're talking of one of your officers there who was just giving kind of an assessment of what they're seeing. I know you mentioned that about, you would guess maybe 50 people had to be rescued from those Courtney Heights apartments. We do have reporter Meg Ferris who's on the way there to try to get a visual as well. What is being done for those people? I mean, obviously they can't just stay out there with the severe weather. Do you know if they were able to be transferred or maybe Red Cross, anything like that yet?
Right. So I know we set up kind of a makeshift command post right now with the fire department and ourselves. We called in additional resources from our search and rescue off-duty officers, reserve officers, and the fire department has additional personnel coming in. We're trying to get those people to shelter. I'm not sure exactly where they're bringing them right now. But I know, look, we have a lot of resources in the community. I'm getting a lot of text messages from people, wanting to help out. There's no doubt we're going to have the resources we need,
And I assume you've gotten calls for help from all over the city in Slidell.
Yeah, I mean, at some point in time, it's we're still actually taking those calls in right now. We're unable to get to some of those people at the moment, so we're coordinating with the fire department who has chainsaws.
Dang, this is bad.
And if we have a blocked thoroughfare, they're cutting through so we can get our officers down there. Some areas the water's so high we have to get our high water vehicle out. But like I said, right now, just minor injuries that we know of, and we hope it stays that way.
Well, we do hope it stays that way. And how bad is the flooding in some areas, and what areas are seeing the most water?
Mostly the neighborhoods. I once again, I haven't had a chance to get out there yet. I'm just hearing it on the radio about off of West Hall in particular. I heard a little bit ago, and I don't think it's high water to the extent of getting in the houses, but I think it's high water to where you can't pass through with a regular vehicle.
So the biggest problem right now are down trees, power lines, telephone poles, things like that.
Yeah, that's the most dangerous thing right now are these down trees and power lines. It's just very dangerous to be out right now. I can't stress that enough. This is not the time to sightsee, not the time to do it.
Yeah, we're looking at a live view we have right now from one of our reporter photographer teams in Slidell. I'm not sure exactly what intersection this is, but as you were talking about, Daniel, we're seeing those power lines not completely down, but definitely pushed over. And we're seeing some, it looks like police department, those crews that you have blocking some of the intersections, but people are still out and about, which I know you keep saying that is the biggest issue for you guys, is you don't need people out on the roadway because your crews are trying to do their job.
Yeah, and this punch train drive we're looking at right now.
Slidell took a hit,
area, as Daniel was saying, was over on Old Spanish Trail.
Right, Ponce Train and Old Spanish Trail got hit really, really hard. Like I'm looking at a car wash right now on Old Spanish Trail where everything looks like it just collapsed. The fences are down.
Wow, man.
So the damage is widespread. It's all over the place.
Crazy.
Yeah, fortunately, and again, we keep stressing this so many times. If the injuries are just slight, that will be miraculous. And the damage that you've seen, like to that apartment complex, some of the homes, does it? And again, does it appear to be tornado damage? I mean, is it just like total destruction?
No, 100% tornado damage. There's no doubt in my mind.
Dang! Listen to me, my people. Listen to me. I'm gonna bring you back live.
What did it sound like for you all?
Nothing like a freight train, I can tell you that. Nothing like it. It sounded like a bomb going off.
Yeah, it was all at once. It was a bomb. It was crazy. Never seen anything like it.
Look at this, people.
If y'all,
Wow,
I'm back
people,
on
pay
audio. If you
attention.
guys
This
want
is
to stay with
crazy.
me, okay, there we go. Sorry, obviously, just rain is making equipment slippery here too. Yeah, you guys were saying it sounded like a bomb, like an explosion.
Yeah, I lived by a railroad track all my life in Westminster, Louisiana, and it sound nothing like a train.
It was it came through really fast. You could see that it was getting bad, but really, when it came down to it actually being here, it was gone in 30 seconds.
A construction company, right? Is the building that you guys work in? What type of work are you typically doing in here?
Well, this is just a shop where we keep equipment and materials and stuff. We work at other people's homes and other people's businesses. So being a rain day, we was just going to clean up at the shop today. And eventually this happened. So
My supervisor actually had to grab me out of danger zone and bring me inside.
Oh, wow, what was that like?
It was crazy. It was crazy because one minute I was staring at the door, the next minute I was staring at a wall.
Yeah, what is going through your mind as you're experiencing all this, you're hearing all this? Just walk me through what's in your head.
I feel like I'm back at Katrina.
Damn,
That's
bro.
what I feel like back in New Orleans when Katrina hit. I remember that like it was yesterday. I wrote it out. My bedroom roof in my bedroom collapsed.
Damn.
I went from second story to first story.
Terrifying, terrifying.
yeah, well, it was really scary. And it was exciting to say the least. I was worried about the ladies because it was all in the front door, like I said. And once we realized everybody was fine, we got on our phones. Everybody immediately started telling everybody what was happening. Shock and awe.
That is certainly the most important part because you look at this building and obviously it's severely damaged, but so luckily everyone that was inside with you all is totally okay.
Thank God for that. Thank God for that.
How many people inside at the time?
6.
6 of us.
6 people and everyone's okay. Thank goodness. Are these your cars?
This is crazy, bro.
Yeah, those are the cars and trucks that belong to various people.
And, one of the guys that were in it, he just went around the trailer though, but he was in it too at the same time with us. It was actually my supervisor that grabbed me.
New video coming in, people.
Well, we're so incredibly thankful that you guys are okay and that you guys are safe. If you don't mind, Brian, I just want to take a walk. You guys are good. Call your family, call your loved ones, let them know you're okay. Thank you so much. But I just want to take a walk and kind of give you a closer look here because this is really as close as we've gotten to the damage so far. These are the cars that they were talking about. You can see that this window looks like it's blown out right here. These cars are dented. Take a look at the ground here, just covered in debris and tree limbs and tree leaves. And then there, if we can get you a look there at the building, you can see what they're talking about. That plywood in there, the roof just ripped off. You can hear people that are saying that they're calling loved ones right now and saying, hey, yeah, we're okay and we're safe. And thank goodness that is the news that we are passing along from this building right now, because as you're taking a look at it right now, it is just a mangled mess here along Old Spanish Trail in Slidell.
There was, of course, a lot of. Right, Elizabeth, thank you very much. The buildings, the cars, they can be replaced. Human life obviously cannot. And that's the best news, if there is any, for the people in Slidell, is no serious injuries. Stand by. We're coming back to you in just a couple of minutes, as obviously Slidell is becoming the focal point here.
It is.
The most impacted area during this weather event this morning, and we're not out of the woods just yet. Let's talk about New Orleans again. Street flooding is always a concern. It could impact your cars and your property.
St. Bernard Avenue. I had to come back closer to the camera. I was trying to see exactly how deep the flooding was, and the street kind of just dipped off. So I had to come back a little closer to the neutral ground here. This area is just completely flooded. You guys, you do not want to be driving in this. These are very dangerous conditions to be driving in. You cannot see the road. You cannot see the lines on the road. Across from where we are on the other side of St. Bernard,
This is New Orleans, people, St. Bernard Avenue.
you're not going to be able to see it because we're trying to keep the camera dry. But on the other side of the road, you cannot see anything. You cannot see any grass. It is just completely covered in water, and the rain has picked up. We were over closer to the French Quarter, and now we came this way, and the rain started picking up when we were driving this way. You can probably hear it hitting my umbrella, and the wind has also picked up, so it's making the rain kind of hit sideways right now. Again, we have seen some cars, they've had to take it very, very slow just because of how deep this water is, and also because of that rain. Oh, and here's the truck. We just got splashed a little bit, but you can just tell from what you just saw just how bad these conditions are right now. I'm gonna go back out and make sure it's safe. I want to go back out just to show you guys how deep this water is. I'm gonna see if my photographer Rick Neese can show us exactly. As I'm moving farther back, you can just see right now the water is about to my ankles. If I move this way, it's getting closer and closer to my knees, coming up my shins. Right about here, it drops off. So I'm gonna stay right here so I don't go any deeper into this water. Do not be out here if you do not have to. I know we are out here, and I know a lot of you guys at home always say, you tell us to not be out there, and you guys are out there. We just want to make sure that we're keeping you guys safe and showing you, and we have been safe out here. We've been kind of keeping an eye on these conditions and going inside when it's too dangerous for us to be out here. But please be careful. I'm going to move a little bit closer now so I can get out of this shin deep water here. Again, if you don't have to drive, if you don't have to go anywhere, please just stay at home. The rain seems to be slowing down just a little bit, but as we've seen within the last 2 hours or so, this is very unpredictable. It's been picking up really quickly at the drop of a hat and then slowing down. So again, please just be careful. If you have to go out, drive very slowly. Put your lights on. Just use the most caution as possible. I'm going to get here on the neutral ground just in case a car is coming. But again, these conditions have been changing fairly quickly. These streets are becoming flooded. We saw over on Orleans and North Broad, there was some city workers out opening up the drains to release some of that flood water. But again, some of these neighborhoods, they're just so unpredictable, guys. So please be careful. We're going to keep driving around and checking out these conditions for you guys and keep you guys updated. But for now, reporting live on St. Bernard, Alyssa Curtis, WWL Louisiana.
Listen to me, my people. It is bad out there. It's bad out there, my people. Please, man, call y'all people. Check on y'all people, man. I just want to bring something to y'all. I may go back live. I got more videos coming in. But I just want y'all to actually call y'all people. Check on them, people, because this is not a game. Thank everybody who actually out there watching me, baby. I feel some type of way. Slidell has taken a real hit. Thank y'all for watching, people. I will be back with more content. Thank you.